wouldn't say relief. I'd say delighted to get the win. I thought we thoroughly deserved the win, although I thought Scotland were great. I thought it was a good test match. I thought it was a tough old test match. First up, it was very attritional. I thought the Scotland's forwards were excellent, and defensively they were hitting hard, and we know what a threat that they can be with ball in hand, and we had to fight and dig deep plenty of times, certainly in the first half. They came away with a couple of 3-pointers, but I think our performance, you could sum it up in the last 5 minutes, really. We asked the lads all week to make sure that they stand for something, and I think you could easily see the true grit that, especially some of those type 5 boys, that had to dig deep. We had a couple of injuries nice and early. That makes it a little bit tricky as far as your substitutes are concerned. Some people were staying on there probably a lot longer than they have done in the past, but they was leading the way in those last 5 minutes, and I thought it was outstanding.
Johnny, what's your overriding emotion?
Like Faz, delighted to get a win. First game in this tournament is all about winning. Last year you talk about the England game here, Triple Crown gone, Grand Slam gone, uphill battle to try and even win a championship. So we're alive in everything, and that's where we want to be. We knew it was going to be tough. It's always difficult to come together and to have like a perfect game, but I thought we saw glimpses of what we could do and some of the ideas that we had, but we just could never get that 2 scores clear. We had chances to do it, and if you can go 2 scores clear, it allows you to really open up and really try and get that next score. But when it's 4 points, 7 points, it's an arm wrestling. You just got to keep trying to play in the right area. So not how we wanted the second half to go, but lots of lessons in there for us to learn and get better from.
Spend that much time in your own 22 defending, come up, I think it was 5 breakdown turnovers. You must be very proud of you, like the players defended and show character in those moments.
Yeah, unbelievable. Scotland will obviously look and go off. We just did this a bit better, but you can't. You can't coach it, but you can. You can't account for some of the bravery that you saw today. It was incredible. Some of the guys tracking back, some of the front 5 guys towards the end, haven't played 75 minutes and they get back and make a tackle. So unbelievably proud for me to captain those boys, and just delighted to get a win and on to next week now.
And on the attacking side, what did you think was good and what do you think can be better next week?
I thought there was some glimpses. I thought we got too carried away at times. I thought some of the decision making was good. Some of it was a bit wayward. So there's those type of things are going to be a work in progress. But we asked the boys to stand for something, and it was true Irish grit out there. The rest of it we'll keep building on. I thought we only we didn't have much field position, but when we got into the 22, I thought we looked quite dynamic and we was flowing a little bit better. In the second half, there, when we got into the 22, they gave the penalty away. I thought we'd made some good yards, and we was just breaking the seam down a little bit, and we took the 3 points anyway, which is fine. But obviously in the first half, it's the first time that we've been down there. We was pretty clinical as far as the try was concerned. So there's some good. There's some obviously plenty to work on, and I suppose. We'll have a look at the Welsh game, and they'll be cock a hoot for next week, won't they? So we'll need to be better.
Johnny, obviously nice to score off a play like that. What do you think you did well to actually reach that?
It was good work on the inside, really, wasn't it? The forwards ground out some yards there, and once Scotland condensed, we had a chance, and Conor did brilliantly to delay the pass a little bit, and a good line by, I think it was Bundee, was it?
Yeah.
Bundee, and just freed it up for me. So a bit of a walk in for me, but some great work on the inside by the guys. And yeah, like I said, when we got that score, we had another chance maybe we made a couple of line breaks and we just didn't. The ref called it back for apparent obstruction, and then we had the intercept where I probably was too wide and flat on Conor, and they got the intercept. So 2 chances there where we could have really not put the game to bed, but opened up that gap, and then would have allowed us to really expand that a little bit more in the second half.
Johnny, how did the Ireland of today compare to the Ireland of the World Cup in your opinion?
It's very hard to assess straight away after. I haven't looked at the game, but I think you saw some of the shape that we had across the pitch in terms of the width, the work from the outside backs. There's some things that we learned from the World Cup, some big lessons, and we're trying to take that with us. You know, we didn't gloss over the World Cup and just pretend it didn't happen. We sat down and we learnt the hard way, and yeah, look, I think we didn't see it all today, but hopefully, you know, I don't think we played off a scrum, and we didn't get many sort of set pieces to play off. Any sort of plays that we had called, we didn't seem to win the ball, so we didn't really show as much off set pieces as we had planned. So hopefully some of those ideas will come to fruition over the next 4 games.
And just a word on CJ Stander's performance, particularly the 2 turnovers that came up in the game. What did you make?
Yeah, I thought he was great. I think CJ's performance just epitomised what the whole pack was doing for one another. To be fair, I thought Josh van der Flier made great yards in attack as well, and when you see Tadhg Furlong with his head going back and forward and his knees up and struggling to get over the gain line, then all of a sudden he's got 3 on his back. I think you can see the fight that's throughout the pack. You know, Iain Henderson worked himself to the bone. I thought Rob Herring was really good. You know, he had a great game. So I think the pack was magnificent. But at the same time, I thought the Scotland pack were great as well. They put some real pressure on us at set piece, and I thought they were really physical tonight. So fair play to them.
Johnny, how did you feel coming back after such a long layoff? And did you have anything wrong when you come off, or were you just spent at that stage?
No, I felt good. Obviously rusty, you know what I mean? It's tough when you're in a brace for 3 weeks. You can't do anything, and then, you know, I worked my socks off for 3 weeks to try and get fit for, you know, Portugal last week, and I was able to play a full part in training, and it was really just, you know, I didn't train that well at the start of, or the end of last week, start of this week, but it was good because the way we trained was preparing for the game, and threw away a few mistakes. I made a couple today, but look, it's not about me, it's about the team, and all I care about is winning, and if I can help with that, then that's my job as a 10, and I'm happy we won.
I can elaborate on that because he won't. I mean, he hadn't done any team training whatsoever, any rugby training whatsoever until we touched down in Portugal. And how long was you out altogether? 9 weeks? 8 weeks? For him not to touch a ball, and not to fight in anger until probably Thursday of this week, that says it all about the man, doesn't it really? To have the pressures of doing something that he passionately wanted to do, to lead his country for the first time, and all the new bits that come in around that, and then deal with coming back from such an injury and leading the side like he did. You know, hats off to Johnny. That's a magnificent effort.
Were you tempted to leave him on with the game so tight?
Well, we trust Ross as well. You know, Ross has been training really well, and Freddie Burns he's looking great.
For bad. He's going to be Irish qualified.
Yeah. I've actually called him Freddie in training. Well, it doesn't go down too well, but anyway, yeah, he's looking really good, Billy, Freddie's brother. So we trust them all, you know, genuinely. We want to see people be given the chance and flourish out there.
What's your next Stuart Hogg's mistake?
He was great for us, wasn't he? But I'm sure Hoggy would be disappointed. But you know, you can analyse every single mistake. You can analyse every single refereeing decision. You can say that was unfair against us or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's a game of rugby. These things all happen, and we had our chances. They had theirs. But I thought throughout we deserved to win the game.
Andy, how much better would you have to be against Wales, who obviously demolished Italy today, and their tails up here next week?
Yeah, quite a bit, I would have thought. As far as us being clinical with what we do, I thought we was a little bit stop-start, not just through the same type of error. I thought a couple of times we struggled to get out of our own half through a couple of poor decisions, and we had one in the first half where we was off our feet, which puts you on your own line, and those type of field positions when people kicked for the corner, they could cost you 10 minutes of territory, you know. But again, we ground it out, and yeah, you've got to adapt as the game's going, and I thought we did really well. We don't know what Wales are going to throw at us. They don't know what we're going to throw at them, and we need to be adaptable to the game as well next week.
And Metallica before kick-off, is that one of your sets that you handed to him in the PA and enter Sandman before it all kicked off?
I actually didn't hear that or whatever. Honestly, in those coaches' boxes, that's why I want to go outside. You know, they're soundproof. I don't hear all that. I like Metallica.
You've been involved in many Irish victories in the past number of years. What's it like just today as a head coach coming here with a win back?
Oh well, yeah. Honestly, it's nothing to do with my first game or whatever. I'm just pleased, as Johnny said, in this competition, we all know what it's all about. You need to get off to a winning start to try and roll on. We've done that. We've plenty to do. I think it's a decent start.